Hello, everyone. Welcome to European Royals TV. And today we will be continuing on with King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden's life history. Previous episodes we did was a session number 1, which is intro to his life, and session number 2 was called early life. Session number 3 was youth and education. Session number 4 was called reign. And today we are going to do session number 5, which is called views. And if you have missed out on any of our previous episodes, you can catch up in the playlist section and on our community tab/post tab. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And please also check out our community tab for Queen Silvia of Sweden's life history. So today is session number 5 and it's called Views in terms of King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden's life history, and a source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. So let's go. Views. Carl Gustaf has made a number of controversial statements considered political. In 1989, he criticized Norway's seal hunting policy, saying that if Prime Minister Gro Harlem Brundtland cannot take care of the seal problems, I wonder how she will be able to take care of Norwegian people. Of the Norwegian people. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. In 2004, after a state visit to Brunei, he praised Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah and described Brunei as an open country, despite its controversial human rights record. In 2023, Carl Gustaf said that while he understands that Brunei has a non-democratic form of government, it is still an open country. Following the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, in which many Swedes died, then Prime Minister Göran Persson had failed to carry out his constitutional obligation to inform the king on matters of state, resulting in criticisms of his government. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia, and we are doing King Carl XVI Gustaf's life history of Sweden. King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden's life history. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. Let's continue. During a memorial ceremony held at Stockholm City Hall on 10th of January 2005, the king gave a highly praised speech which restored support of the monarchy. In 2015, Carl Gustaf offered to assist in resolving a diplomatic crisis between Sweden and Saudi Arabia, which began when former Minister Margot Wallström criticized Saudi Arabia's form of government and human rights situation. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. Saudi Arabia responded by calling its ambassador to Sweden and ending a military cooperation agreement between the two nations. The Swedish government then reportedly asked Carl Gustaf to write a letter to the Saudi Arabian king, which ended the crisis. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. In 2016, Carl Gustaf said that the letter he wrote played a role in resolving the dispute with Saudi Arabia, and added that he had good relations with the Saudi king, which led to criticism. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. In 2016, Carl Gustaf intervened in a debate surrounding the proposed Nobel Center at Blasieholmen. Oh gosh, I'm so bad at pronouncing things. Sorry about that. In central Stockholm, near the Natural Museum and Old Town, saying that the proposed structure was too big and in the wrong place, and that it could be relocated. Following the 2018 election, the city of Stockholm abandoned the original proposal opting instead for creating new plans near Slussen. Is it Slussen or Slussen? Slussen. Sorry if I couldn't pronounce that. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. Let's continue. In December 2020, Carl Gustaf said that Sweden failed to save lives with its approach to dealing with the C-19 pandemic, which involved not imposing a full national lockdown. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia, and we are talking about King Carl 16th Gustaf of Sweden's life history. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia, and let's continue. Thank you so much for subbing. Really appreciate that. In March 2022, the king condemned the Russian invasion of Ukraine during a visit to the Life Regiment Hussars. I can't pronounce this, sorry. To present a new standard to the regiment. He stated that Europe was in an extremely difficult situation and accused Russia of violating international law and creating a humanitarian catastrophe. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. If you like to verify any of this, you can go on Wikipedia and catch up there. Let's continue. In 2023, the Nobel Foundation announced that they intended to invite ambassadors from Russia, Belarus, and Iran to attend that year's Nobel Prize Awards ceremony. This sparked much criticism, and the royal court issued a statement saying the king was still deciding on whether or not to attend the ceremony, as has been tradition since it was first held. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia, and we are talking about King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden's life history. Many leaders of political parties also threatened to boycott the ceremony. Eventually, the foundation backed down on its decision. Okay. During a ceremony held outside the Riksdag building to mark Sweden's accession to NATO in 2024, Carl Gustaf described the move to join the alliance as a new era in Swedish security policy and reaffirmed Sweden's wish for peace. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. At the 2025 Society and Defense National Conference in Sälen, Carl Gustaf addressed Sweden's security situation. He said that while Sweden was not at war, it could no longer consider itself at peace, echoing a sentiment voiced by Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce that. Source I'm reading from is Wikipedia, and we are talking about King Carl 16th Gustaf of Sweden's life history. He also highlighted the need societal preparedness and stated that he believed the public's willingness to defend the realm. Oh, let me read that again. He also highlighted the need societal preparedness and stated that he believed the public's willingness to defend the realm had grown in recent years. Okay, so that brings us to the end of session number 5, which was called Views. We previously did session number 4, which was called Rain, and session number 3, which was called Youth and Education. Session number 2 was called Early Life, and then we had number 1, which was the intro to King Carl 16th Gustaf of Sweden's life history. So we are continuing on with this series later on. If you have missed out on any of the episodes and you wish to catch up on our audio version of it, source I'm reading from is Wikipedia. You can also catch up on there, but if you prefer to listen to our audio version, you can come to our playlist section, and also you can find it on the community tab. Also, we did Queen Silvia of Sweden's life history, and that's also in the playlist section and on the community tab /post area. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, you guys in the comment section. I really appreciate you tuning into this, and I just want to ask you: have you seen or listened to any of our other life history series? And then also we have the British royal family's life history. I can post that onto the community tab. You can listen to the audio version. I've done one of Queen Elizabeth II. I did Princess Anne. I did Prince Edward. I think, yeah, that's those are the ones I can remember. I'll post them on the community tab. You can check them out on there. And if you are just joining the live stream, you could rewind it to the beginning so you could hear today's session, which was session number 5, and it's called Views, and it's in terms of King Carl Gustaf of Sweden's life history. Thank you so much for your time. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and feel free to share this video to anyone it might be of interest. I'm going to leave the stream running so you can interact in the comment section and answer our poll question, please. Thank you so much.